Dense fog rolled in from the Atlantic, swallowing the world in a gray so thick you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. On the night of January 23rd, 1909, the RMS Republic steamed forward through that endless mist, unaware that a silent shadow was moving through the gloom. And when the collision came, it was as if the sea itself had decided to take what it was owed. The RMS Republic, known as the millionaire's ship, had left New York City bound for Gibraltar. She was a floating palace, 4 towering funnels that cut through the waves, a grand staircase glittering with crystal, ballrooms filled with laughter and music. Her passengers came from every corner of the world, wealthy families seeking the sunlit Mediterranean, young dreamers chasing fortune, and merchants carrying precious cargo. But the Atlantic was not a gentle mistress that night. The fog clung to the decks, turning the glow of lanterns into ghostly halos. Crewmen paced the railings, their breath turned to mist, while the deep, rhythmic thrum of the engines echoed in the cold dark. Passengers danced and drank, toasting to the journey ahead, unaware that a terrible fate was already in motion. Out of that fog loomed the SS Florida, another passenger liner battling the same dense mist. The 2 ships, blind and cautious, had misread each other's signals. The collision was sudden and terrible, iron shrieking as the Florida's bow tore into the Republic's starboard side. Water rushed in, freezing and black, flooding the lower decks in moments. The crash was so fierce that sleeping passengers were hurled from their beds, woken to chaos and confusion. Captain Inman Sealby knew at once that the Republic's life hung by a thread. He ordered Jack Binns, the ship's young wireless operator, to send out the first CQD distress call, an urgent plea that would echo into history. "Come quick, danger." Sparks flew from the transmitter as Binns tapped out the call, his fingers stiff with cold, his heart pounding with the weight of so many lives depending on his message. Ships miles away heard the call. The RMS Baltic turned into the fog, racing to save those trapped in the frozen dark. But the sea was not finished with the Republic. As dawn crept across the gray water, the lifeboats swung out into the icy Atlantic. Women and children huddled under blankets, their breath forming clouds in the bitter air. The Florida's crew, battered but resolute, took aboard the injured and the trembling, sharing their meager warmth and hope. Above the groaning hull, whispers spread through the lifeboats, rumors of gold hidden deep in the Republic's hold, a secret fortune meant for the American fleet in Gibraltar. Whether true or not, the legend grew with every wave that lapped against the lifeboats, every minute spent drifting in the fog. When the Baltic finally arrived, her towering funnels rose from the mist like the walls of a fortress. Line by line, the survivors were lifted aboard, shivering and dazed, but alive. 6 souls had already been claimed by the cold and the sea's fury, 6 final tolls in the fog's silent war. By the time evening fell, the Republic was a ghost. Her grand salons, once lit by chandeliers, were flooded in darkness. Her marble staircases, symbols of luxury and power, were claimed by the cold Atlantic. With a final groan of surrender, she slipped beneath the waves and vanished from the living world, leaving only bubbles and memory. In the days that followed, newspapers screamed headlines of the loss: Republic lost in fog disaster, luxury liner sinks in North Atlantic. Yet even in tragedy, there was triumph. Jack Binns' wireless spark had reached across the darkness, saving over 1,500 souls. In that night of iron and ice, courage and new technology had given the sea's victims a chance at life. Today, the wreck of the RMS Republic rests deep in the cold Atlantic, shrouded in darkness and legend. Some say the gold still lies in her hold, waiting for the day someone braves the crushing depths to claim it. But even if the treasure is lost, the story of the Republic endures, a tale of opulence and ruin, of hope and courage, of the night the Atlantic reached out to take what it was owed. Thank you for listening to The Sunken Ledger. Subscribe for more true tales from the depths.